There comes a moment in every life when silence feels heavier than sound. When you've been knocked to the ground so many times that standing feels like defiance against the universe itself. You look around and everything that once gave you meaning has faded or broken, and a quiet voice inside you asks, "Is this it? Is this how it ends?" But listen closely, because just beneath that voice of despair, there's another whisper. It's softer but stronger, buried under the weight of pain, waiting to be heard. It says, "Get up." That's not just your mind talking. That's your spirit remembering who you are. That whisper is the beginning of your rise. Life was never designed to be gentle with those who carry purpose. It breaks you open so you can discover what you're truly made of. Every disappointment, every rejection, every failure, they're not the end of your story. They are the chisels that carve your greatness. You see, life doesn't hand power to those who wish for it. It reveals power in those who fight for it. The universe doesn't respond to comfort. It responds to courage. It responds to movement. It responds to the fire within you that refuses to die even when the world goes dark. That is the essence of rising, not waiting for the light but becoming it. You may feel like everything has fallen apart, but maybe that's exactly what needed to happen. Because sometimes before you can rise, you must first be broken. The seed must crack before the tree is born. The night must fall before the dawn can rise. You cannot become the person you are meant to be while still clinging to the version of yourself that settled, that feared, that doubted. Pain is not punishment. It is purification. It burns away the weakness, the illusions, the lies you told yourself about what you could and couldn't do. Every tear you've shed, every sleepless night, every silent scream, they've been preparing you. You're not buried. You're planted. There's something sacred about reaching rock bottom. Because when there's nothing left to lose, you discover the freedom to rebuild everything. You begin to realize that your strength was never measured by how much you could hold together, but by how many times you could start over. Every fall has taught you something. About who you are, about what you value, about what truly matters. The people who left, the opportunities that slipped away, the dreams that died, all of them cleared space for something greater to take root. And now, as you stand in the ashes of what was, life is asking you one question. Will you rise? To rise is not to ignore your pain, it's to transform it. It's to say, yes, I've been hurt, but I'm not staying here. It's to take every wound and make it wisdom, to turn every loss into fuel. Rising doesn't mean pretending to be strong. It means standing even when you feel weak, believing even when you see no reason to, fighting even when you want to surrender. Because the truth is, the human spirit was built to rise. It's written in our nature, the same force that makes the sun climb after darkness, the tide return after retreat, the heart keep beating after heartbreak. And if you listen closely, you can feel it. That spark, that pulse, that unbreakable will inside you. It's been there since the day you were born. Maybe life made you forget it, but it's still burning, waiting for you to remember. You don't need to be fearless to rise. You just need to be willing. Willing to take one more step. Willing to try again. Willing to believe that this time it will be different. Not because the world has changed, but because you have. So if you find yourself in darkness tonight, know this. It's not your ending. It's your awakening. The moment you decide that your pain will no longer define you, that's the moment you begin to rise. You've fallen, yes. You've been hurt, yes. But you are still here. And if you are still here, that means your story is not done. It means life still has chapters left unwritten, and you hold the pen. So take a breath, lift your head, and whisper to yourself the words that change everything. It's time to rise. The time for waiting has passed. You've spent enough nights hoping for a sign, enough days wondering when life will finally give you permission to begin. But the truth that most people never face, is that no sign is coming. No one is going to knock on your door and hand you your destiny. Life is not a lottery ticket you might one day win. It's a challenge you must rise to meet. The moment you stop waiting for something to happen and start making something happen, that's when everything changes. You are not waiting for a moment. You are the moment. The miracle you've been searching for is already alive inside you, waiting for your courage to awaken it. We waste so much of our potential by standing on the sidelines, convinced that we are missing something, more money, more time, more knowledge, more support, before we can start. But what if you already have enough? What if all you need is the willingness to begin, imperfectly, right here, right now? Every dream that ever became reality started not with clarity, but with decision. Clarity is born from action, not the other way around. You cannot discover your power by thinking about it. You discover it by doing. The mountain doesn't move for those who wait. It yields to those who climb. The truth is, hesitation kills more dreams than failure ever will. Waiting for the right time is just fear disguised as logic. You think you're being careful, but you're really being captive. And every time you postpone action, your belief in yourself grows weaker. Confidence is not something you get before you take action. It's what you earn by acting despite your doubt. You cannot think your way into courage. You must step into it. Every step forward, no matter how small, builds momentum. And once momentum begins, fear loses its grip. Because fear feeds on stillness. It grows in the dark corners of your mind where action is absent. The moment you move, the moment you act, you starve fear. Ask yourself, how many times have you said, "Someday I will. Someday I'll start that business. Someday I'll chase that dream. Someday I'll tell them how I feel." But someday is a myth that kills the spirit. There is no someday. There is only now. The people who change their lives are not the ones with the most resources. They are the ones who decide that this is the moment. They stop asking, "What if I fail?" and start asking, "What if I don't?" Because the cost of regret is far greater than the cost of failure. You can recover from failure, but regret lives forever. Life rewards the bold. It always has. The ones who dare, who act, who leap before they are ready, they are the ones who discover what they are truly capable of. The universe has a strange way of meeting you halfway once you decide. Doors begin to open. People appear. Opportunities align, but nothing moves until you do. Decision is the signal that tells life you are serious. The moment you declare, "I'm done waiting. I'm done doubting. I'm done hiding," you ignite a force that has been dormant within you for too long. That force is conviction, and conviction is unstoppable. You must also understand, the world will not slow down for you. It will not pause to give you a safe place to start. If you want a different life, you must move through the discomfort. Growth and ease never coexist. Every great transformation begins with uncertainty. That's the price of greatness. You cannot rise while staying comfortable. You cannot reach new ground without leaving the old one behind. But here's the paradox. The moment you take that leap, the fear that once felt paralyzing starts to shrink. Because you begin to realize that most of what you feared was only an illusion. The walls that trapped you were made of your own thoughts. Every second you wait for permission, you trade a piece of your future for a false sense of safety. The world doesn't reward those who play small. It rewards those who show up. And showing up doesn't mean you have to be fearless or flawless. It means you're willing to take messy, imperfect action in the direction of your dreams. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to begin. Because once you start, you'll learn. Once you commit, you'll adapt. Once you act, you'll evolve. The time for hesitation is over. You have a choice right now, to keep waiting for the right conditions or to create them, to keep dreaming about who you could be or to become that person. The difference between those who live and those who merely exist is not luck. It's decision. You can either spend your life preparing for the moment, or you can decide that this is the moment. You can keep hoping for the storm to pass, or you can learn to dance in the rain. Because those who rise are not the ones who wait for the world to change. They are the ones who stand up and say, "I am the change." So stop waiting for the perfect time. Stop waiting for the perfect version of yourself. There will always be a reason to delay, always a fear to fight, always a challenge ahead. But if not now, when? If not you, who? The clock is ticking, the world is moving, and your story is waiting to be written. Stand up. Take the first step. Begin. Because the moment you move, truly move, the world moves with you. And that's when life opens up in ways you could never have imagined. It's time to rise, not tomorrow, not someday, but now. Pain is not your enemy. It is your invitation. It is the call that awakens your sleeping strength, the storm that shakes you from the comfort of your illusions. Every person who has ever risen to greatness has first walked through the fire of pain. It does not come to break you, it comes to build you. Pain introduces you to the parts of yourself that peace never could. It strips away everything that is false, everything that is weak, everything that cannot survive the weight of truth. When life hurts, when it burns, when it crushes you to the ground, that's the moment it's teaching you who you are. Because only when everything is taken from you do you discover what can never be taken, your will. We live in a world that runs from pain, that seeks distraction, comfort, and numbness instead of truth. But the greatest growth never happens in comfort. It happens in the chaos of transformation. Think of a seed buried in the dark soil. To the seed, that darkness feels like death. It is trapped, unseen, buried under pressure. Yet within that very darkness, life is forming. The shell must crack for the sprout to break through. The same is true for you. Your pain is the cracking of the shell that once kept you small. It feels like destruction, but it is creation. You are not breaking down. You are breaking open. Every scar you carry is proof that you faced something that tried to destroy you. And you survived. Do not hide your scars. They are not symbols of shame. They are marks of power. They are the trophies of your battles, the evidence of your endurance. Every wound has shaped you, strengthened you, and prepared you for the next chapter of your life. The pain you feel today will one day become the wisdom that guides you. One day, you'll look back at the moments that broke you and realize those were the moments that built you. But pain is only transformative if you let it be. You can let it define you, or you can let it refine you. You can allow it to turn you bitter, or you can allow it to turn you brave. The choice is always yours. Most people spend their lives running from what hurts them, but those who rise face their pain head on, because they understand something powerful. That pain doesn't stop when you run. It follows you. But when you turn and face it when you walk through it, it loses its power. Pain cannot destroy a person who decides to learn from it. When you shift your perspective from, why is this happening to me, to what is this teaching me, everything changes. Look at every great achiever in history. They all walked through pain. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison and came out not broken but reborn. Oprah Winfrey faced rejection, poverty, and trauma, and used her pain as the foundation of her purpose. Even the strongest steel is forged in fire, and so are you. The more intense the heat, the stronger the metal becomes. You are that metal. Every trial, every heartbreak, every loss has been forging your spirit into something indestructible. So stop seeing pain as punishment and start seeing it as preparation. Understand this. Life will test you. It will test your patience, your faith, your resolve. It will push you to the edge to see if you will fall or fly. But these tests are not meant to destroy you. They are meant to reveal you. The universe doesn't test your strength because it doubts you. It tests you so that you can finally see the strength you've been carrying all along. The struggle you're facing right now is not proof of your weakness. It's proof of your potential. The pain you feel is evidence that you are growing beyond your old limits, and growth is never painless. When you begin to see pain as a teacher instead of a curse, everything in your life changes. Suddenly, challenges become opportunities. Setbacks become setups. The weight that once crushed you becomes the very force that builds your muscles of resilience. You begin to move differently, not as a victim of life, but as a student of it. You stop asking for an easy road and start asking for the strength to climb the difficult one. Because easy roads never lead anywhere worth going. The most beautiful views come after the steepest climbs. So don't run from your pain. Lean into it. Feel it. Face it. Let it speak to you. Because pain has something to say. It's telling you that something inside you is ready to evolve. And when you finally embrace that truth, when you stop resisting what hurts and start learning from it, the pain transforms into power. The fire that once burned you becomes the same fire that fuels you. That's how warriors are born. That's how legends rise. One day, the pain that seems unbearable will make sense. You'll see that it wasn't there to end you. It was there to prepare you. It taught you to endure, to adapt, to rise stronger than before. And when that day comes, you'll thank the pain. You'll look back and realize that every moment of struggle was a gift wrapped in disguise. Because without it, you would have never become who you are meant to be. So don't curse your pain, honor it. It's not your enemy. It's your ally, your teacher, your guide. It's the fire that forges your spirit, the storm that shapes your soul. And when you rise through it, truly rise, you become unstoppable.